Loretha Lynch says voting is how we participate in a civic society, be it for a president, be it for a municipal election. It is the way we teach our children in school elections how to be citizens and the importance of their voice. Let your voice be heard in securing the future of our country. Your votes count. Make the right choice. Hello and thank you for joining us on another episode of The Eagle, a program that chronicles the activities of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. My name is Aisha Muhammad.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
On The Eagle today, Magu urges Nigerians in diaspora to own the fight against corruption. Senate commends EFCC, promises to amend laws for better operations. EFCC boss meets with National Crimes Agency NCA over politically exposed persons perps. This and some cut updates right after this timeout. Please stay tuned. Acting Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Ibrahim Mustafa Magu, has appealed to Nigerians in diaspora to own the fight against corruption. Magu, who was speaking as a guest speaker at the Black History Month of the School of Business and Management Studies of the Queen Mary University of London, said for the fight against corruption to be effectively won in Africa, the job of fighting the scourge should not be left in the hands of the government or anti-corruption agencies alone. Kamli Gebi has details of the event.
In a paper titled Taming Corruption, The Way Forward for African Development, Magu said Africa has been bearing the grunts of corruption for so long that developmental efforts of government get reduced as corrupt individuals divert public funds to private pockets. He said corruption is one of the factors that contributed to the current predicament of the African continent, stressing that the World Bank estimates that about $1 trillion are given out as bribe worldwide annually, representing about 3% of world gross domestic product, GDP. Magu said another destructive dimension of corruption in Africa that is worth mentioning is the one perpetrated by the ruling elite, top government bureaucrats, politicians, businessmen, bank executives, captains of industries in the private sector, among others. He pointed out that huge amounts stolen by them and taken out of the continent and hidden in safe havens in Europe, North America, Asia, and other places has virtually crippled socio-economic development in Africa and grounded many private and public enterprises, pushing some countries to the verge of financial ruin. Magu further noted that corruption continued to decrease government revenues, undermine private sector development, and increases inefficiency in the public sector, as well as discouraging foreign direct investment. Magu stressed that taming corruption is, therefore, the only way forward for Africa in its quest for economic development, political stability, and social progress. He thanked the organizers for choosing such a topic and for initiation and engagement with stakeholders towards taming the corruption monster.
What I want other Nigerians in diaspora to do is to join hands with us and put pressure on the authority to repatriate the stolen money here by Nigerians and to extradite the Nigerians so that they can be effectively prosecuted back home.
The African Development Advisor to the Research Center, Tunde Alabi, said Magu was chosen to speak about Nigeria's efforts towards eradicating corruption because of the milestone achievements the EFCC has recorded under him. He stated that corruption has become a cancer in Nigeria, which requires the support of all Nigerians, especially those in the diaspora. In his reaction, the director of the research center, Queen Mary University of London, Bakre Owolabi, said that if Nigeria succeeds, Africa will succeed. He added that it is the strategic policy of the Center for African Research, Queen Mary University of London, to look for African-led solutions to African problems.
Corruption is dishonesty and illegal behavior by people in positions of trust. A public office is a public trust. Do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Stay away from corruption. Nigeria is a great nation, and it is our responsibility to make the country greater. If you notice any act of corruption, please report to the EFCC via info@efccnigeria.org or call 09 904 4751 or 09 904 4752. You can also call 09 904 4753. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Chairman Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption, Senator Chukwuka Utazi, has commended the efforts of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in the fight against corruption, charging the Commission to redouble its effort to save Nigeria from the cankerworm of corruption. Utazi gave this commendation during an oversight function to the Commission at its new headquarters in Jabi, Abuja. Again, Kamala Gibi tells us more.
Senator Chukwuka Utazi said the Senate will amend the EFCC Act to ensure certain percentage of recoveries made by the Commission will be retained to improve the quality of the Commission's assignments. Utazi said it is not good for the EFCC to be going cap in hand begging for money to do its job, as this practice is disadvantaged to the operations of the agency. The Chairman Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption also promised that when the Act is amended, the Senate will take a step further to amend the Constitution to ensure that the Commission is on first-line charge. The senator lamented the situation where, 7 months after moving into the Jabi headquarters building, the offices are still not furnished. He, however, lamented the unnecessary delay in the disposal of assets finally forfeited to the federal government, stressing that the revenue that would be derivable from such assets would go a long way in inflating the economy. Utazi told the Magu-led management to intensify efforts in the disposal of the assets, and where there is any hitch, the committee should be contacted immediately. Earlier in his opening remarks, the EFCC acting chairman Ibrahim Mustafa Magu gave the detail of monetary finance forfeiture for the last 11 months to include 12,747,521,465 naira and 1 kobo, $175,000 and 81 cents, 597,353 pounds sterling and 65 pence. The chairman, who said the commission has recorded over 240 convictions between January till date, also gave record of summary of final forfeited assets to include 116 automobiles, 5 bank accounts, 15 land, 21 real estate, and 3 equipment machinery. Assets forfeited under interim are 25 automobiles, 39 bank accounts, 4 filling stations, 47 real estates, 2 vessels, 1 tugboat, 1 hotel, 1 barrage, and 4 shops. Magu, however, lamented that of the 12.717 billion naira appropriated for the Commission's personnel cost for the fiscal year, only 6.739 billion, representing 53.06%, has been released. Similarly, he said that of the sum of 3.6 billion naira that was appropriated for overhead, only 1.650 billion, representing 45.83%, has been released. In the area of capital budget, he also lamented that of the 10.074 billion naira appropriated for capital expenditure in 2018 financial year, only 1.007 billion, representing 10% of the total appropriation, has been released.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I said na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, but we kill corruption together, oh.
Them they thief our money, send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day, better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh, women from every sector. Make we fight corruption, we won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light, chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health and call, we no see. I said nakanka wamu, nakanka wamu.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
Acting Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Ibrahim Mustafa Magu, has met with the National Crime Agency NCA in the United Kingdom to discuss the efforts of the Commission in the recovery of all ill-gotten assets domiciled in foreign jurisdictions by Nigerians politically exposed persons (PEPs). Kamali Gebi has more on the Chairman's meeting with the NCA. Over to you, Camilo.
The National Crime Agency is a national law enforcement agency in the United Kingdom that was established in 2013 as a non-ministerial government department, replacing the Serious Organised Crime Agency, SOCA, and absorbing the formerly separate Child Exploitation and Online Protection Centre as one of its commands. At the meeting, the EFCC boss presented the Commission's position on ways to fast-track the extradition of all politically exposed persons who have found safe havens in foreign jurisdictions. The EFCC chair had explained why the anti-graft agency is bent on extraditing all PEPs, as he gave an instance on the former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Diezani Alisa Madueke, whose process of extradition from the United Kingdom has been very slow, as the process commenced 3 years ago. Apart from Diezani, Magu disclosed that there are several other politically exposed persons who have fled into exile since 2015, when the current administration of President Muhammadu Buhari came on board. It would be recalled that in 2017, the Federal High Court in Lagos ordered the final forfeiture of 7.6 billion naira alleged loot recovered by the Commission from Diezani. The order of final forfeiture to the federal government was granted by Justice Abdulaziz Anka.
He could have been my father or someone else's brother. For me to take my dough. No need for me to go cafe. I hustle hard to make my pay. No need to do
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has rearranged the former governor of Kaduna State, Mukhtar Ramalan Yero, alongside a former Minister of State, Nuhu Somowaya, former Kaduna State PDP chairman, Abubakar Haruna Gaya, and the former secretary to the state government, Hamza Ishaq. They were arraigned before Justice Z.B. Abubakar of the Federal High Court, Kaduna, on an 8-count amended charge bordering on conspiracy, bribery, money laundering, and criminal diversion of 700 million naira. Amina Kawa has details of their rearrangement and that of Abdul Rashid Baba Ahmed. The report.
The prosecution began after investigations revealed that the accused person allegedly benefited in the $150 million diverted by former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Diezani Alisa Madueke, which was shared to politicians and election officials in the 36 states of the Federation to influence the result of the 2015 presidential election. Investigations further revealed that Kaduna State benefited over 700 million naira in 2 installments. The money was received by the trio of Waya, Gaya and Ishaq on behalf of the state for onward delivery to INEC staff spread across the 23 local government areas of the state. All defendants pleaded not guilty to all the 8-count charge read against them. Upon their pleas, counsel to the EFCC, Joshua Saidi, prayed the court to fix a date for commencement of trial. But Yunus Ustaz Usman, SCN, representing the defendants, appealed that all defendants should be admitted to the existing bail granted to them when they were first arraigned earlier in the year by the court. The court ruled that since all defendants have already been granted bail without any hitch, she would rely on the existing conditions. She therefore ruled that the former bail conditions remain valid and should stand. In a related development, the Commission also rearranged one Abdul Rashid Baba Ahmed before Justice Z.B. Abakar on a 2-count charge of money laundering and retention of proceeds of alleged criminal activity to the tune of 190,444,000 naira. The accused, who was Director of Finance and Administration, Ministry of Justice, Kaduna State, is alleged to have in March 2015 received the said sum, being part of the funds released by designer Alison Madueke, a former Petroleum Resources Minister, to influence the outcome of the 2015 election. He allegedly received the money from Alaik Ilu branch of a New Generation Bank. The money was purportedly meant to induce staff of INEC and core members on election duties. In the course of investigation, the accused person could not provide any evidence regarding how the money was disbursed. He, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges when read to him. The rearrangement of all above accused persons was as a result of the transfer of Justice S.M. Shoaibu to another jurisdiction. Justice Abakar, however, adjourned all the cases comprising that of the ex-governor and 3 others to 24th of January 2019 and that of Abdul Rashid Baba Ahmed to 29th January 2019 for commencement of trial. Amina Kawa reporting for The Eagle.
He could have been my father or someone else's brother. For me to take my dough. No need for me to go cafe. I hustle hard to make my pay. No need to do ya.
Still on court matters, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Gombe Zonal Office has arraigned the quartet of Abdurrahman Barrow, Chagba Abayol, Muhammad Bid Diko, and Ruth Magaji Shali before Justice Hassan Dikko of the Federal High Court Bauchi on a 7-count charge bordering on conspiracy, misappropriation, and diversion of funds. Amina Kawa tells us more.
Their arraignment followed a petition on 9th January 2018 by G. Hassan and Co., which was filed on behalf of Agriculture and Allied Union of Nigeria, Bauchi State Council executives, against the former chairman, Comrade Barrow, former secretary, Comrade Abayol, and former treasurer of the union, Mohammed Bidiko. The petitioner stated that in March 2009, Agriculture and Allied Employee Union of Nigeria, Bauchi State Council, under the leadership of Comrade Umar Idris as the chairman, took a loan of 90 million naira only from the defunct Equatorial Trust Bank, now Sterling Bank, for the purpose of purchasing 955 units of motorcycles for onward issuance to union members and civil servants in Bauchi State as loan. Kaujas Dimpra Global Company Limited, located in Maiduguri, Borno State, was awarded the contract of purchasing the motorcycles, which was supplied in 2009. The mode of repayment, as agreed, was that after direct debit from the beneficiary's salaries through the Accountant General's office, the money was to be remitted to Equatorial Trust Bank, now Sterling Bank, and not any member of the union. The loan was inherited by the administration of the three executives mentioned above that came to office in 2012, and it was alleged that the three of them went against the repayment procedure. They opened an account with Garu Microfinance Bank in Bauchi, where the sum of 36 million naira collected from the state treasury in checks were deposited and same was used for their personal purposes. The defendants pleaded not guilty to the charges when the charges were read to them. In view of that, the prosecution counsel, Barrister Steve Okemini, asked for a date for trial and prayed the court to remain them in prison custody. The defense counsel to the first to third defendants, S.I. Abubakar, moved for bail application, so also was the fourth and fifth defense counsel, Nathal Umedi. But the prosecution counsel moved his counter affidavit in opposition. The matter was adjourned for ruling on bail applications on 17th December 2018 for commencement of trial. Amina Kawa reporting for The Eagle.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
And with that, we have come to the end of today's episode of The Eagle. You too can be part of this program by sending your enquiries and suggestions to theeagle@efccnigeria.org or search for us on Google Plus at Official EFCC or Official EFCCNG@gmail.com. You can like our page on Facebook.com/Official EFCC or follow us on Twitter at Official EFCC. And of course, you can visit our Instagram page at Official EFCC. To watch our programs and other activities, please log on to youtube.com/Official EFCC. My name is Aisha Muhammad. See you next week, same time, same station. And from all of us in the studio, it's goodbye and God bless Nigeria.